Radio Man here. I guess I shouldn't say good afternoon. Who knows when you guys are watching this. So what we have here is, I think you guys saw I posted a link. Let's turn up my microphone a little bit here. 1 2 1 2. I guess we get a little bit more. 1 2. Hello, test. There we go. So I think you guys remember I posted a video a while back. I bought this Lincoln 2 here at a Hamfest, and it came new in the box. Well, it was used. The guy, focus. Come on. I know you can do it. There we go. Sometimes these cameras, I tell you. So I got this. The guy said he bought it for his kid, lived up on a mountain or something, and this thing is just being difficult. I don't know if it's the light above me or what. On focusing, it's kind of blurry right now. Let me try this again. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, it came new in the box, or I should say, you know, he had the box for it, which is here, and it looked fine. Guy wanted $100 for it. Okay, sure, I bought it. Why not? Let me mute the radio back here real quick. So I got the thing home. I ran it through all its paces. The only thing I found that did not work was the echo. I don't really use echo, but where I am an electronics technician, a hobbyist, I wanted the echo to work. I want all the functions to work. Some people say I got chided a lot on, oh, echo's stupid. Well, part of this is trying to be more self-sufficient in this hobby, to learn more about radio. You know, some people might want to go beyond. Some people may just want to repair their own CB equipment. Some people might want to be a ham operator, get their, you know. So my whole intention behind this video is not so much we need to fix echo, but my process behind how I troubleshot this to come up with the solution to fix it. And like I said, for $100, I'm not disappointed. The radio works fine. The echo doesn't work. Most people I talk to are like, oh, I don't give a shit about the echo. Well, you know, like I said, the intent behind this video is the thought process and how to troubleshoot this radio. So we got the radio here. First thing I did was I said, okay, well, the echo doesn't work. And first myth I'm going to dispel is, oh, you can't work on SMT radios. Yeah, you can work on SMT radios. You got to have a steady hand and equipment to do it. First thing I did was I couldn't find a schematic for it except for the original Lincoln, but I didn't think much change in it. So I started reading through the service manual. I found out there is a chip in the radio that is the echo controller, echo processor IC. So I found it, and it's U903. Okay, well, your echo's not working. Let's start where it's generated. And when I bought this radio, the conversion for 11 meters was already done, which is right here, this resistor. I didn't do it. So I got the radio home. Okay, let's find U903. So what I did was, I don't like looking on a computer, so I just printed out the service manual, which has the board layouts to help me find U903. U903 is right here. So reference, if you're looking at the radio, it's kind of behind the mic socket right here. This is U903. Well, I think I told you guys I make my living as a technician, not a radio technician. I do work on electronics. I do board level repairs. So, you know, this is something that I would do in my line of work. This is something I do in my hobby. So first thing, before we start, you know, getting meters, just look, do a visual inspection, okay? Now I'm going to see if I can, I don't know if this is going to be able to be picked up. And I may take this opportunity to add a picture I took see if I can get in here. Can you see, guys, I'm gonna try to do this like while looking at a computer monitor. There's a missing capacitor there, and there's a missing capacitor there. There's two capacitors missing. One of those capacitors is directly in line. The way this echo processor works is when you're speaking, you have your audio line going in, and then there's a delay line basically that's coming back out, which is what's giving your echo. There's a capacitor going to ground in here, and there's a capacitor on the delay line essentially that's missing. And the way we figured that out is, like I said, you know, I just got the schematic for the radio, and I just looked, what do those capacitors do? Are they even part of the circuit? Yes, they are part of the circuit. Focus. Come on. Oh boy. I don't know if it's the light. There we go. Above me, but I'm trying to get light down on me. So anyways, my guess is somebody took this control head off maybe to make the job of doing the 11 meter mod easier. You don't have to take the control head off, but you run the risk. See that resistor right there? That's what does the 11 meter mod. You run the risk of maybe touching the iron to the back here. I don't know, but I can tell this ground wire here that goes from the control head to the board has been resoldered. My suspicion is that somebody took this head off and somehow raked the edge of the board. My line of work, what we call handling damage, a lot of times SMT components get raked off the edge of the board for different reasons. I floated this idea to some of my local people, and you know, they're all disagreeing with me. That's what I've personally seen. I'm going to guess somebody took this control head off and somehow raked the edge of the board. I had people saying, oh, they probably just went in there and crushed it to disable it. I'm like, well, why crush one capacitor going to ground that's only affecting tonal qualities? Why crush? You only need to crush the one to disable it. I don't know. Doesn't matter at this point. So what I'm going to go through today is I'm going to stop the video. And I'm going to work on taking this control head off. I don't need to show you guys that. Basically, we're going to undo this ribbon, and we're going to desolder this wire, because for me to get into the edge of that board, I'm going to need to take the head off. I also have the capacitors that I need. I even went and printed out the IC and the description of it so that I could understand how it worked, because the service manual only lists a code and not a value. So I had to roughly guess on what size capacitors to work. My guess is I'm probably close enough. They just give you a code in the manual. They don't even tell you the value of the capacitor. And SMT components, they aren't written. So let me pause the video. Let me take this off so we can get to the edge of that. We're going to need to clean off with the iron, the residual, to get the pads clean, but let's pause the video and we'll do that. Alright, so Radio Man back here. I didn't show you guys before, but really there was nothing to show. The radio just had no echo. I really need to get camera equipment. For me to show you soldering components this small, I need specialized camera equipment, and it probably would just make the video longer than it would need to be, but you know, it's pretty easy. You need a little magnification. You can get pretty cheap scopes on eBay or Amazon that have like a little 7-inch LCD tab like screen, but a little solder paste, a little wick to clean up the pad, some solder, and replace the 2 SMT parts down here. And I'll turn the radio on, show you. I got the talk back on. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got the echo wound up, you know, stupid. So it's fixed. Not that hard. So basically, you know, there was no specialized equipment, just looking. One thing I am going to do is I'm on the Facebook group for the Lincolns, and a lot of people complain about, and I've experienced with this radio, occasionally it doesn't push to talk, and occasionally it jumps channels. And I noticed the only connection to the control head is this ribbon and this ground wire here. And I got to wonder if there's not enough ground going between the control head and the chassis. So I think before I button this up, I'm not going to make that part of the video, but maybe I'll post that as a later. I think I'm going to put a piece of strap down to the board to see if I can get a better, just try it. It's not going to hurt anything. Well, it could. Sometimes introducing the ground, you might cause another problem, but I'm just going to try it. If it doesn't work, I can reverse it. But this is like angel hair pasta. This does not seem adequate enough. That's the control head's plastic, chassis metal. So there might be a ground in this ribbon, but that might be some of the issue. Like, you look inside a Ranger or Galaxy, which is the same goddamn thing. There's all kinds of grounds coming off all the harnesses. So there's not much between here and the main board, and I don't know. This doesn't seem adequate enough. But all I did was to repair it is I just took the control head and I just moved it out of the way. I undid this ribbon, and there was enough slack here, and I set the control head up here to keep it out of the way. But now I got a radio that is practically brand new. Everything works on it, and these little Lincoln Plus 2s, in my opinion, a lot of people bitch about, CBs haven't changed in the last 40 years. They have. I mean, the shit that comes with this radio, people are going out buying a radio like for the same amount of money, and then they're sending it to a CB shop, and they're putting all the bells and whistles and paying for all the doodads and the hoo-has from the CB shop. And this comes with just about every goddamn thing that you could want. It's got, all the little high cuts and all the little features. It's got the improved, the ferrites to cut down on the noise. It's got I think this is a 50 volt. No, it's a 25 volt. That's more than adequate on the capacitor coming in on the radio. So, these are like $280. These radios are a lot of bang for the buck, in my opinion. Whereas people are buying Cobra 29s and then paying somebody who may or may not be any good to put all these features in it. Now, some of the radios that are coming, I think there's a newer version of this that may actually have DSP built into it. I don't think this one does. I didn't see any reference to it in the service manual. Point I'm making is that there's features now coming on these radios, like the DSP, the noise reduction circuit. I'm seeing now switchable NPCs that are coming out for the Anytone Aries 2. This radio does everything you need it to do, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. So, but I just wanted to show you guys the thought process behind how to fix this. This is very simple. What makes echo? That makes echo. Okay, well, let's look at the components in the area that's making the echo and see if we can see anything wrong. No special equipment needed. I mean, yes, soldering iron magnification. I need to get better camera equipment. My camera has to get way down into here, and I run the risk of putting my solder iron into my camera. I need a camera that I can set back above but zoom in tight so I can work and you guys can see, but try to keep the video reasonably short. But this radio is a winner. I like it, and I paid good money, or I paid good price for it. So anyways, this is the Radio Man, the dumbest little CB channel on YouTube, and please subscribe to my video if you could, or my account. I appreciate it. You can look me up on Facebook too. I got links in my about section how to find me. My Facebook page is just a CB radio page, so I don't get into my personal political rants or anything like that. It's just for CB radio and radio in general. I'm an SWL, I'm a ham, but this channel is solely focused on CB radio. So anyways, thanks a lot. Take care, guys. Enjoy your day.